So today we're going to talk about jammed or empty canisters. So when you go to dispense a medication, sometimes it will immediately tell you that there's not enough drug in the machine. Or it might tell you, in this case, get all the way to the end of the dispense and then say that medications were skipped because they were missing. So what we need to do in those cases are we need to find the name of the canister and where the canister is in the machine. So in order to do that, first we need to get the error message that tells us the medications were skipped, find out the name of the medication, and then we need to go to Options, Show Canisters, and then look for the canister that has an orange box in its quantity. And then we need to look for the position number, which will tell us where in the machine it is located. So then we can come and get the key from the Omnicell or the Cubex, and we can begin to look for the canister. Now, there are 3 cabinets in the Insite machine. There is the main large cabinet in the front, there is one on the left, and one on the right. We at the pharmacy have labeled each of the cabinets by their range of numbers, and we've put that right above each cabinet in the middle, as you will see me demonstrate in a second. And this is to help you easily locate the locations of the canisters. So that's where the numbers of the canisters are. And now, once you open the door, you will see that the canisters are numbered descending, and then at the top right corner it begins again. And that's how we can find the canister that we need to fix. And in this next clip, I will show you how to unjam the canister or to fix it if it was jammed. So in this instance, my canister that is troubling me is 178. So I need to look in here for number 178. I locate the canister. I need to make sure that there are, in fact, tablets or capsules in the canister. If there is, I need to turn the canister over, holding the lid flat in my hand so that the pills do not go everywhere. And I need to make sure that this white piece, known as the crown, can spin freely in each direction like this. If it cannot, what I need to do is I need to gently shake the canister, being very careful to not hit the microchip portion of the canister. I can shake it, I can hit it. The only thing I don't want to do is hit it up against the machine, the wall, or the floor, because the canister will break. Once I shake it and unjam it, it should spin freely like this. Now, one thing to know about putting the canister back is you need to make sure that you close the hole. This is an open hole of the canister. This is a closed hole of the canister. The second thing you need to do is put it back in its base, but preferably a different one. So if I put it in 140 right here, I want to place it gently back on, and when I let it go, the light should go out. If I did not put it in correctly, the light will not disappear. So once it's in there correctly, the light disappears. Now, one thing to note about canister jams, canisters empty, or anything like that, when you see that error on the machine, you should come and investigate the canister before you press continue, because it makes it a lot harder to dispense and to see what you dispensed if you do that before you fix the canister issue. So after you fixed your canister, you're going to go back to Show Canisters under Options, Show Canisters, and now we'll make sure we refresh the screen to make sure that the machine reads the canister is back in place in the machine and that it is not jammed anymore. So now we can dispense as regular and it should work fine. Now, it's very important that if you get these errors and it asks you to continue, that you take the moment and you fix the canister first, or else you can run into issues and glitches. Now, in this next example, what we're going to show you is when you go to dispense medications and you run into what's called a kiosk lockdown. Now, kiosk lockdown is basically a jam in the canister, but it's a jam in the base as well. So this usually happens with larger pills and tablets such as potassium 20. The tablets get caught in the base that holds the canister. So in this case, it's important to not only unjam the canister like I showed you in the previous clip, but to also make sure it's very important that you move it to a different base. So if for example, it was in base 53, you want to move it to base 54, just so that in case it wasn't just the canister or the base, it was the base that was the issue, you don't run into the same problem. So once you do that, you can call the pharmacy, we'll give you the password, and unlock the kiosk, and you can begin dispensing. Sometimes, though, by the time you've gotten the key and you fix the canister, the system logs you out, and you can log back in and dispense as normal without even calling us. Now, in the next issue, we're going to show you the third most common thing. So there's the jam, the kiosk lockdown, and then there's the can on the shelf. Can on the shelf is basically where, when I showed you how to put the canister back on the base, you didn't put it on there correctly, or someone left it off the base somehow. So the machine doesn't know where the canister is because the computer chip in the canister is not making contact. So what we need to do, and this is where it's kind of really frustrating, you have to look through the entire machine without any hints as to where the canister is. Now, my suggestion is always to look in the big front cabinet because that's where most canisters are, and you're just going to look for a canister that is sitting on a base but the light is still on, because that's a good indicator of a can on the shelf. Then once you do that, you can go back to options, show canisters, and make sure that the can is read by the machine, and then you can continue dispensing. Again, I cannot highlight enough how important it is to address these canister issues before you press continue or you go on with your dispense, because it will glitch the program. So please take the time to do that, or call us if you have any questions. So that concludes our training for today on canister issues. If you have any questions about this, please feel free to call the pharmacy, and we look forward to training with you again.